Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. It's that time of year again. All the cars are painted and tested, and now we have our first Grand Prix of the year just days away. So let's do the usual job of looking at every team's 2023 livery and decide if it's a yes queen or an icky mess. That makes me want to puke on a neighbour's cat. We are going from worst to best in my opinion, so let's start at the bottom of the barrel. Number 10, Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo livery has been pretty high on my list for the last couple of years because I genuinely liked the red and white design. Well, now they have swapped the white for black and it looks absolutely terrible. My first impression was it makes the car look a bit cheap and junior formula-y. Then it reminded me of a packet of licorice. Given their performances at the back end of last year, hopefully they've put more work into the technical side than the design side. Number 9, AlphaTauri. I never liked the look of the AlphaTauri cars. When they debuted this style of livery a few years ago, many people said it was a masterpiece. I never thought that was true. This livery is not all that different, they've just added some red for the new Orlen sponsors. It takes a livery I never liked and makes it even worse. Considering this is the team representing the fashion brand of Red Bull, then you think they would put a bit more effort into a funky design. Instead now it's hideous with red blotches. Well done, AlphaTauri. Number 8, McLaren. Another livery I have liked in the past, ruined by the inclusion of more black on the car. That vibrant orange colour that really made the cars stand out for the last few seasons is practically gone, washed out by a sea of black panels and Google Chrome sponsorship logos. I can't see why anyone thought this was a good idea. I don't like the huge number of sponsorship logos plastered all over the car seemingly at random either. This is such a huge step down from a couple of years ago for McLaren. I really want some stop oil protesters to come and pour soup over it, just to give it a bit more of an orange look about it. Number 7, Ferrari. What is it with teams slapping black panels all over their cars? This looks pretty bad as well. This could have just been a tidy all-red affair for Ferrari. You know, as usual. Or they could have put any other colour on the car. Instead, we have some black splotches added here and there and a few too many sponsorship logos as well. Just like the McLaren, this car just has a dull look about it that could have been remedied with more of the colour we expect from the Ferrari team. Number 6, Red Bull. I normally put Red Bull a lot lower on this list, mostly because they've used the same tired livery for a large number of years without much changing except occasionally the title sponsor. Well, they've moved up a bit this year. But not because of their own work, because so many liveries look a lot worse than they did in 2022. For Red Bull, it's the same livery as usual, as if there was any doubt at this point. The Catholic Church lets go of traditions more than Red Bull does. It doesn't impress me, but at least it looks better than almost half the field. Number 5, Alpine. They've pulled the same nonsense as last year, using the pink Racing Point livery for the first 3 races, before switching to the blue livery that you expect them to have. The pink livery is identical to the old Racing Point livery, and it's annoying they feel the need to slap it on the car for the start of the season. So we shall ignore it and look at the blue livery. It's alright, I don't like the big pink side pods with the sponsor. It looks a bit too garish, and I don't think the pink and blue blend very well. If it was a bit of a darker shade, or even purple, I think it would look better. It does look a bit tidier than some of its rivals, but I still wouldn't call this a great livery. Number 4, Haas. This is the first time Haas have had anywhere near a decent livery on their cars. It's tidy and professional looking with new sponsors MoneyGram, adding a bit of class that was missing when they were sponsored by Rich Energy, or Russia. If you're going to have a black livery, this is the way to do it. But I still think Haas lacks something of a signature livery. Maybe if this is the base design for a few years, they can work some magic and finally have the Haas livery. But this is still a bit too bland to be memorable in a few years. Number 3, Williams. I'll qualify this with it's not amazing, but Williams have still tidied up an otherwise decent livery. I do love the battery airbox for their Duracell sponsorship, and the blue looks pretty good. It does look a bit barren, like it's a mock-up they've released to announce the release of the actual livery. And seeing as they have golf sponsorship, this is nowhere near as good as some of the classic golf liveries of the past. Not a bad job from Williams. Hopefully they won't be last the whole time so we can actually see this livery in action. Number 2, Aston Martin. The best livery of last year still looks pretty good. They have not done too much to change things up, but this is still a great livery. Considering it looks like Aston Martin have made big gains up the field, then spending their time working on the car rather than making it look 1% nicer is probably the smarter option. I still like this Aston Martin livery a lot, even if it's not number one. And number one is the Starline Racing by One Motorsport Honda Civic in British touring cars. Okay, this is not actually my number one, but this is a fantastic livery. In fact, the BTCC has a lot of great liveries announced so far. The Jake Hill Laser Tools BMW also looks fantastic, as does the Napa Ford, like last year. I'm just saying a lot of these Formula 1 liveries are poor. Formula 1 teams need to do better. Number one, Mercedes. The worst livery last year was the Mercedes livery. For me, it looked too busy, with too many different elements, and I really thought it looked bad. They've returned to the black livery for 2023, and it is the best looking car on the grid. The turquoise line across the car looks better on a black background than a silver one, and they have got rid of the silly pattern at the back. What I will say is, the FIA have said politics aren't allowed without permission. This design is supposed to bring light to racism, so do they have permission or have they broken the rules? From a non-political point of view, the car looks great, and Russell and Hamilton will be hoping it goes as fast as it does look good. So they are the liveries for the 2023 Formula 1 season. Very disappointing. I only really like the liveries of 4 of the teams, and even then Haas and Williams only look okay. Not great. Make sure you subscribe. There will be more F1 this week with my predictions video and a review of the first Grand Prix at Bahrain, plus many more videos planned this week. Leave your thoughts in the comment below. I am going to make a playlist with all the livery videos I've done in the past, so make sure you check that out. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.